Hi, my name is Micahlyn. I'm starting with my funniest moment is with Amanda. The first night we got to stay at Ryan's sister's house, and we're so thankful for that. We were all out. All the girls had the upstairs floor. We're out in this little living area where all our mattresses were. So it was probably 1 o'clock in the morning, and we were having to leave to finish our trip to Texas probably around 6. Well, we were all still excited. All the excitement was still there. Everybody was still hyper, talking, laughing. For some reason, Amanda decided it was a good idea to pull her phone out and start playing music. Well, we learned real early in the trip that Ellie loved her sleep. And so she had already came out a couple times and fussed at Amanda and everybody to be quiet. Well, then she pulls out her phone and starts playing music. Well, that's when Miss Jennifer got up and started having a fuss at her. And she's like, Amanda, turn the music off, it's nighttime. And Amanda replies, but Mom, it's nighttime. And I'm like, am I the only one thinking right that that's exactly what she's saying? Quit playing your music. Like, let's go to bed. But that was probably one of the funniest moments. But I had fun from whenever we left, probably 1 o'clock Friday till we got back 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon. And I had a blast. Like everybody said, Mr. Ryan's been talking to us probably the past couple months about being flexible. And I've been thinking, oh, well, you can pray about it, but really how much can you prepare to be flexible about when you don't really know what you need to be flexible with? And then Sunday, I don't even know if they were done with introduction with Mission Arlington and they start calling off Carrie, James, and Miss Jennifer, and I'm like, oh, where's Carrie going? She's in the lifeline. You know, I was worried. And so, as I said, me, Tyler, and Jake Cutter, and Mr. Keith, we went to this apartment, and for some reason I was real calm, and I realized that Carrie really wasn't my lifeline, and I could do it, that God was. And it was just really cool to be able to really not know what we were doing for just a dramatic thing to happen, and we didn't really have any idea, and to be able to really experience what these other kids were doing. We went to this apartment church that where we were at was probably the size of most people's rooms, and we probably had at least 10 kids or so in there, and they were just having a blast singing music and playing with instruments and stuff. Monday, Mr. Ryan talked about a lot. We're gonna do our best, whether we have 3 people or 300 people show up throughout Rainbow Express Week. I think we had right about 9 students Monday on our first trip, our first one in the morning, so that's kind of a disappointment. And we're like, oh, but I think we did everything we could. I think we did the best we could, and with that. One of the things Mr. Ryan brought up the entire trip was it worth it? Was the trip worth, leaving your family for 8 days, not really knowing, going into the unknown? And I was like, I don't know. Well, then Wednesday, from Monday, I got really close with a school girl named April. She's about 8, 9 years old. And Wednesday, it was me, Carrie, and Emily. We pulled her off, and we were in like the prayer group, and we were talking to her. And I just knew she was gonna be saved Wednesday. She was so close to it, and she ended up not. And then I think I realized Wednesday that this whole trip was worth it. I was really unsure whenever we left Friday to then, was this even worth leaving? And I realized just for that one person to be that close to it, that it was. And then Thursday, she was saved.
Amen.
And then Mr. Matt, which was he like the worship leader for Mission Arlington?
One of the coordinators.
Okay, well, and every morning we had like a little worship time, and we were in there. And one of the things that really stuck out to me they always talked about was who cares? I mean, they talked about the roof falling in some of the places we stayed. And it was like, who cares? And I realized that none of that matters. The reason we're here is for God and to just spread the word of Him and all that. And for that, I'm so thankful for this trip. I'm thankful for all y'all's support and prayers. And I just really had a blast.